From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes Eternity Podcast. I'm going to be your host for this episode. My name, Bill. Who else is hosting?
Vicki. That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah,
Didn't
Jennifer's busy.
Didn't anybody else go to this HPDE?
Nope, just you and I. Oh, so we should tell them what we did over the weekend.
What did we do? Did we do something?
Oh, well, number one, it was our anniversary weekend, and we decided to spend it at Autobahn outside Chicago.
Autobahn Country Club.
That's right.
ACC.
It was awesome.
Had you ever been there?
I have never been there.
Have you ever been to Chicago?
Nope.
No Chicago?
Nope.
No. You don't know Herb Froman?
Do I?
The Sausage King of Chicago?
Oh, no, I do not.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're going to have to introduce you to him. Anyway, I think she missed that reference, people, for those playing at home. Bueller. Anyway, what did you think of the track and the facility, my dear?
I thought the track in the facility was gorgeous. You can tell that is a country club.
Couple dollars.
Yeah.
Couple dollars.
Yeah. It's got a pretty big buy-in. And then it's got a maintenance fee, obviously. And they do well with it. They manage it well. Mm-hmm. So I have to say it was pretty gorgeous.
The track is extremely well run. The staff is fantastic.
Yes.
So let's start off with your track prep. Okay, now that we're done with that, the usual. You drive me crazy.
I didn't do any track prep.
Yeah, fantastic. Nothing makes me
But
happier.
you know what? I just...
You kill me.
Yeah, but... Correct. I know it does kill you. But that was the fascinating thing about this one is that I quickly learned how to drive the line, which I never really did before. Usually going out there, I feel lost, don't really know where to put the car, whatever. This time that the car and the track were telling me where they want to be. And
Lucy.
I found the line very, very quickly.
Lucy.
What?
You got some splaining to do. Why? Because you said you found the line quickly. I want to know why.
Why? Because when you drive the car at certain speeds, it basically tells you where to put it. And that's what it was telling me. Plus, I had a Garmin in my car, which was very nice because as I was driving with the Garmin,
and the Catalyst, and the Apex Pro.
Yes, and the Apex Pro. I was actually being coached in the car with the Garmin, going through the radio, which was nice. And I quickly found the line, so I was pretty pleased by that.
We'll do telemetry.
That was new.
We'll do telemetry later.
Okay.
So what did you think of the track? Any highlights, lowlights, any favorites, anything tricky?
8. I think it's 8, 9, 10 there. It's a quick S. It's a hard, you have to actually give up 9 to hit 10.
Mm-hmm. It's a big right-hander, another right-hander, and then quickly there's another sharp left-hander to a big long straightaway.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. And so that was kind of tricky because, knowing that you have to give up 9 for it, it was just a matter of trying to nail it right. Mm-hmm. So,
because you pay the penalty if you don't.
Yeah. So I never really found that wall that you were talking about. So
That's a good thing.
yeah, I didn't even know what it looked like.
It's
So.
the turn 3 going into 4. There's the 2 pieces of Armco on the opposite side. It's about the only railings that you have on the entire track. Those are the ones.
Okay.
So, what was your overall thoughts? Is it top 5 track, top 10 track?
No,
Nope.
I don't think it really ranks with me. It's
it.
a nice track, but it's small.
It is.
It's
which is
small.
great. Which is great for the Garmin because you get lots of laps.
Yeah. Okay. So the Garmin, for those of you that I know we probably discussed it before, the Garmin, you have to get 2 laps in before it actually starts to coach you. And having a small track, it kind of activates more quickly. Mm-hmm. But say, for instance, like if we were going out to pit, I don't really think it would do much for us there.
Yeah,
that's a big track.
You'll get 4 or 5 laps. Autobahn,
maybe
you'll get 7 to 10 per session.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fine. So you, as always, when you go to an HPDE, you always drive your turbo NB Miata. So how was it?
No, I didn't take it this time.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What?
Okay. So the big thing is that we have a lift now, which I think we already brought up, and my car is currently sitting on it because I'm currently putting an oil cooler in it.
An oil cooler?
An oil cooler, and we were waiting on some. Yeah, we were waiting on some parts. So from our previous episode with Alex Levittson.
Just admit it. It's sitting there because you don't want to cut your hood.
Well, no, I have to cut the hood too. So the hood is not, no. So yeah, I've still got the hood sitting there. Well, since we came back, I haven't been in the hangar. I'm going there tomorrow. So I'm going to clean it up and evaluate our work, organize up a bit. Alan's also coming Wednesday. Alan Danvers, the other part of our team, he's coming over, and I also have to take a look at your BMW. So we didn't end up taking that either.
No,
I know.
I always take my BMW.
I know we were 2 for 2.
2 for 2. What happened to the BMW, my dear?
The BMW. There was a lot of stuff going on with the BMW, and we still haven't fixed it. So I believe they replaced.
Well, let's go back a little bit.
Okay, why don't we do that? Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So well, we were going to take the 2 cars.
Life started so easy.
It really did.
We had bought a new set of brake pads for the street, a new set of brake pads for the track. Did we buy new rotors too? I think we bought rotors because we cracked a rotor, right?
Yeah, I think that has new rotors on it.
Yep. So we do that, and we decide, hey, while we're here, we've got the stuff to do an alignment. So we start to do the alignment, except none of our numbers make sense. Not even a little bit.
So we quickly scrapped that.
So we talked to John Lavin, our friend and guiding light in BMW land, and he said, you can't even get that kind of camber on that tire. What did you hit? And I'm like, I didn't hit anything. Now, Vicki has capabilities of hitting things. That's a whole separate story that I'm not going to end up in the bathtub over. But so we decide, hey, let's take it over to a friend's dealership, and Dean, and he can confirm what our alignment is and make sure we're good to go. So Vicki quickly does a quick change of the brake pads to I believe we put on the racing brake pads.
Yeah.
Life is good. We drop the car. We get ready. We pull out. I call her up, not even halfway down the runway, going, what did you do? And she didn't do anything wrong. But I've got this clunk, clunk, clunking sound that goes faster as I'm driving. So I think, that's interesting. Wonder what that could be. So what were the options, my dear?
Options? What do you mean options?
What were the options of things that we had broken or done poorly?
Well, I really don't know, because I have.
So we started with, hey, we found a loose bolt on the rear diff.
Yes,
And we-
and the mount was loose.
Was loose. So that
It was loose. So that was,
what could that have been, or did that cause something else? So to me, it sounded like brake pad or something like that from the rear. But when we got there, they did the inspection and they thought, well, it could be the diff or it could be the axles. So we're going to go get axles. So then, being the team that we are, and me having a slight issue with having too many spare parts. So if you ever need any E36 parts, we still have some left over because the car's gone and we still have parts. I had axles because you can't buy axles right now. They're unobtainium for an E46 M3. So Vicki spends a couple days because I was at work, and she pulls the axles. We bring them in. Can't use them for a reason. So I find some more. We still have time. I find some more relatively cheap. We put them in. Noise still there. Okay. Maybe it's the diff. So we go get the diff. We go get a diff. We take the rest of it apart. We bring it in. They work on the diff. They replace the diff. Still there. Maybe it's the CV joint from the drive shaft. Into the diff.
Nope.
So they order that, get all that done. Nope. So now we are literally hours away from leaving. Like, this is Wednesday night. We're driving out early Thursday because I had something to do on Friday at the track. And there's very little left in that area of the car that we haven't replaced now. So what do we think it is right now? We still have no confirmation.
You know what? Honestly, it's something in the brakes.
It's something in the brakes.
It's the brakes.
Maybe. So there's a couple chances. One, we got
brakes.
We got brand new brake pads. So maybe we didn't put them in right. Maybe they sent us the wrong ones by mistake. Maybe something's hanging up. Maybe
the thing is that they fit. They fit perfect.
So I don't.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly unless it's something to do with the calipers.
So we'll play with that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So that has to get yeah. I think that's going to be one of the first things we do. Is because
we need this car for the upcoming HPDE we have in New Jersey.
Correct. And I need to get my car done too. So, but Alan's coming over for that so we can get the oil cooler in.
So we'll play. We got some playing to do. And as usual, the plan sounded so easy.
And you know what? Honestly, yeah, it really did. And
then it went somewhere else. But anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, we did not end up taking either of the cars that we regularly drive.
Nope.
So we ended up taking our little red Miata ND
2019.
Instead. And at that point, Alex and I had already put the new struts on.
And you had driven it at New Jersey at a track day.
I did. I remember we had that discussion. Then I put right before we left, I put a brand new shock tower on it.
A shock tower brace.
Yeah, it's a brace. So it has the holes in it now. So we can actually make the adjustments. And that was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
Only a couple bolts.
Yeah, no, we're not really. So yeah, I ended up having to take apart more than I thought I would have to, but it got in, and we were driving. Oh my God, that thing drove so well.
You're skipping to the punchline.
Okay, go ahead.
We haven't even left yet.
Okay.
Yes. So 14-hour drive one way.
No, it wasn't. It was like
14 hours from when we left to when we got there.
Okay, it must be because we stopped a couple times.
Yes. Driving with you is different than driving by myself. But weather was good going down, a little bit of rain. The weather throughout the weekend was either very nice or very wet. We did lose one session on Saturday due to lightning. So can't have people out in the track letting us play. I think we
were down for like 45 minutes, I think.
Felt longer, but it was one session we lost. So what were your goals going into the weekend, my dear?
Not lifting
for those not playing at home.
The straightaway. On the straightaway. Okay. So on the straightaway, learning that what I had to practice was not looking at the panels in the brake zone and
brake
then
markers.
focus. Yeah. The brake markers and then
Mhm.
more focus on the apex instead. And I did.
And you did.
And I did.
And you
And
did.
I was so happy.
You were so happy. And you were so much faster.
I was.
So much.
I was 2 seconds away from you.
You were all weekend, which is pretty
Mhm.
impressive because, you usually have a bigger gap than that. So we'll be happy with that. Any other goals for the weekend?
No.
Learn a new car, but
Well, yeah, that it was learning a new car, learning the track. As for goals going in, I was just more focused on driving.
Mhm.
But
thinking about HPD 3 maybe.
yeah, maybe think about HPD. And this time around with that car, I really got comfortable with grip. Really
What does that
comfortable
mean?
with grip. Well, I was really okay. So when I really for a long time had problems having confidence in my tires, and not losing the back end, but still making it, and just not really trusting the car
Trusting what
and
about
my
the car?
skill in the car. But as I went further into the day, I really felt the tires, and I was really trying to push them to get them to rotate a little bit more on the turns, to rotate the back end a little bit. But I was really making those tires sing. It really was. They weren't squealing, but they were definitely making noise, lots of noise. So that was a good thing.
Right. So my goals, I had 3 goals. One was on Friday, which we'll talk about in a moment. And then my 2 goals were to concentrate on pedal, the initial and final little bit. So the initial on and the initial off, or the final off of both the gas pedal and the brake pedal. More important on the brake pedal with the car ahead than the gas pedal, but I was planning on bringing the BMW, so the gas pedal actually works in the BMW, as opposed to Miata, which is kind of just a on-off switch because it doesn't have much power. All right, we got down there. We left. We were thinking about leaving Wednesday, but we ended up leaving Thursday and driving all day Thursday because I had a evaluation on Friday for my final evaluation for my MSF Level 2 instructor clinic, which was quite fun. And Vicki basically went down there so we didn't have to drive 2 cars, and was either getting us prepared for the rest of the weekend, or I did appreciate the nice short pleated skirt and the pom-poms while I was out on track. That was very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Much so. Yeah.
It was well done. It went over well. Most of the people are jealous, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
I was in your corner.
You were. And everything went well on Friday. Passed. And that leads to our weekend on Saturday. Any questions on Friday?
No, I mean, I'm really glad I took the cot.
Wow.
You know what?
Okay.
With an enclosed trailer, it's really nice to have a cot because
She has people have folding chairs. Vicky has a folding cot.
I do.
And she's very happy about it.
I am. That was my one little investment added into our trailer, so that was nice. But no, Friday was pretty easy. I just really just kind of focused on housekeeping in the trailer, hung up a couple stuff, making a little organization, little hooks added. Yeah. Kind of I didn't really have anything to do.
You have trailer envy from Mr. Griffin.
Oh yeah, he's got that. He's definitely got that folding Murphy bed in there. It was pretty sweet.
Big white walls.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing I was doing, was kind of taking a peek in other people's trailers, see how they were set up, getting ideas.
Okay. Winter projects.
Yeah.
So Miss Vicki, you were in HPDE 2 this weekend.
Yes.
Let's approach the weekend as a whole. How did it go? What did you do? Anything fun?
Yeah. I tested the track. The classes, in and out of those classes quite a bit now. So, it's normal. And I'm answering a lot of the questions that they're asking. On the track, I got questioned twice on some of my techniques. And
Were you that guy?
I really wasn't that guy. I really wasn't trying to be that guy, but I did. So I did
That
have,
guy.
yeah, I did have my instructor in front of me, had bad tires on his car. And I was,
You were that guy.
I didn't mean to be that guy if I was. So we were doing drills and they were up one side of the track all the way around and up the other side of the track. And I was following my person.
Drive the entire track all the way left and then all the way right.
Yeah, I was following my instructor a little bit too close while he was having trouble with his car. And he kind of bit at me a little bit. But, driving lemons for 4 years, I'm exposed to that every race.
What, a car doesn't function perfectly in a lemon race?
No,
what are you talking about?
Stuff happens. So I wasn't afraid of him and his car, but he did not like me being so close when his car was in distress. So I kind of got a little bit chewed out about that. And then
you need to go to HPDE 3.
Yeah. And then, this was some of the things that kind of confirmed it, because I was very, very comfortable in the track with stuff that I was doing. I think another incident on the track was where we were doing, it's like a circular rotation when one car goes in front and then the person in the back goes all the way up to the front. You have to keep it moving. Now, I had got into a situation where me and another car were caught in the rotation, but the car in front of me, who was supposed to be hopping in line, wasn't getting there. And I was still following, and I was kind of pushing him because I needed to get in line too. And my instructor, another instructor, had come to me that was performing that one and said, "Why were you behind him the way you were?" And I explained to him that when we were doing this drill before, it was a perfect circular rotation of passing that we had going on the track, and it was seamless. So when one car went, and then another car would go, and another car would go, and that would be before each person hopped into line in the passing rotation.
You kept the rotation flowing.
You kept the rotation flowing, but my guy that was with me in this, he just wasn't there, and I explained to him that is what I was taught originally, and that we had already performed that, but it wasn't happening in this drill with this particular car. Not that I'm judging this car whatsoever or this driver. No. The car was a stock 911. 944.
They're very different.
Yeah. So a 944, it was very stock and uncambered. And I don't know if he was a new two or a middle or advanced two. I'm not sure. But I told my instructor that if I didn't push him, I was going to run out of track. So
was this at the crossover when you go from left to right? So you're kind of it was going through or just after the 9, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was like a little tricky spot. And he just wasn't getting there. And I knew that we were going to be hitting that turn
11. Yeah.
And I was trying to get him there. And so he goes, "Oh, okay, now I see what you were doing." So I didn't get chewed out for that one, but it just dawned on me that I think that my driving is ready to level up, because I'm starting to get chewed out by my people.
Face it. You're that guy.
I'm not that guy. I'm really not that guy. So, but and then I went out with a because Bill's been telling me to level up, but I just wanted confirmation. And so I end up going out with I think it was Brandon White. I think it was. And he kind of confirmed.
I was shocked he was able to fit into Miata. He's a big
I
dude.
know they fold. You got to fold them up.
You.
They do a little origami before they get in there.
I know.
So that was good. And he confirmed that's my driving and the way I did stuff. And we actually even had a car that was losing it in front of us. And I maneuvered that very, very well. It was the same 944.
Not that you've ever had that happen in a race or anything.
No. So
yes.
Yeah. So he confirmed that I was ready to level up. So I'm going to go start doing my quizzes and I'll start testing out in the spring.
Mid-Ohio.
It was a big deal.
Mid-Ohio.
Yeah.
Robin, she's coming. Robin listens.
Coming. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if Robin does list, pew, pew, pew.
That's right.
Okay. So usual drills, everything was good. You had a good time.
I did.
That track is a very good track for drills.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of relatively easy to perform the drills.
It's really not a very difficult track.
Not complicated.
No, it's not.
It's mostly flat, so you can see everything.
Yeah.
So it's a good track. I'd been there before. I think the way I put it last year was it's a nice track. It's fun. I had a good time. It's probably from where we live. It's not worth a drive, but I had to do my instructor training class, and it's only offered a couple of times a year. So it was one of those, hey, I know it's going to be our anniversary, Miss Vicki, but I really need to go to this.
Yeah.
So thank you for going. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Would you care to elaborate on the exquisite dinner that I was able to get for you each of the days to celebrate our anniversary weekend?
I think we had like $5 tacos.
They were $2 tacos.
Yeah, at an authentic taco place. We just kind of got great reviews, and but it was one of those little shops that are run locally, and kind of maybe sits like 10 people. The food was great.
I think it was a party of 3, drinks included, plus tip. I think my first digit still had a 2.
Yeah.
And it wasn't 200. It was the one below.
Yeah. So, and I think we did Cracker Barrel.
We did Cracker Barrel one night, because we were tired.
Yeah. I don't remember
right next to the hotel.
Was that the one where I was like drooling in my plate because I was so tired?
Yeah, you were kind of tired. And then the next night, I believe we had 7-Eleven food because nothing else was open.
We were so tired.
Yes. So that's how we
that's
party.
Right. We couldn't find anything to eat. That's right.
We rock hard when we go out for our anniversary. We may have spent
we had crabs.
No, that was Friday night. No, that was Thursday night.
Yeah, we had like a crab dish.
Oh, that's true. We did. We had decent food one night. So my goals for the weekend. What are your
goals?
My goals for the weekend, as we said, was to get my instructor certification for the MSF Level 2. And my primary goal for the weekend was to take care of my student, who did very, very well.
The student got like a 200% instructor level.
Wait, if it's worth doing.
Yes. Now, I certainly had to warn our Bill student, that when she goes and starts blending with other instructors, she's not going to get the level of instruction that Bill just gave her. Well,
I mean, it'll probably be better, but that's
no, I mean, you were quite one-on-one. Well, okay, so she did because she came with a car only.
Let's call her Kim. Let's just pretend her name is Kim.
Okay, we'll pretend her name is Kim. Okay. So when Kim came, she just came with a car and stuff. So we let her hub out of our trailer And it's a good thing too, because there was plenty of rain on and off. So she also had a friend that kind of came and hung out for support, drove 5 hours to get there.
We can't even get our team to come and participate. That drives 5 hours.
I know. They were both so very nice.
They were.
Yeah. So, but I really did have to warn her that, since she's kind of new into this, that, don't be disappointed if you happen to go someplace else, you don't get the 200% instructor one-on-one, because you might not.
It's worth doing.
But Bill is a worth overdoing person. So
yeah, baby.
So that was good.
She did quite well. So that was my second priority, and that was Saturday, Sunday. Friday was passing the course, and Saturday and Sunday was for her. And then I worked on my driving a little bit. I mostly did I wanted to focus on instructing this weekend. So most of my time out on the track, I think I only went out like twice, maybe 3 times. One reason was we were sharing a car, so I didn't want to take time away from you. And 2 was I really just wanted to focus on instructing. So I only went out there kind of like reconnaissance laps to see what the track was like after it rained. So I really didn't focus too much on my driving. So I really, my goals for this one will go to my next one, which is in 3 more weeks.
So that's how we're wrapping up our season.
Well, we got 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 if I can talk you into Road Atlanta, which it doesn't sound promising.
I'm not going to leave the kids again like that.
No, we can bring them.
Yeah, okay.
Just, you give me an option. I come up with the obvious here. So, Miss Vicki, I think this was probably the most well. Let me ask one question before I get to telemetry.
Okay.
Usually, I kind of assume the role of helping guide the team and making sure everything's going well and everything. And since I was focused on my student, I really didn't do that. And you were kind of on your own. Was that weird, different, good, bad?
No, because I think I've been to enough of these where I didn't really think about it too much.
Okay. Everything went well, because I really couldn't watch you. Besides the
I like the cot.
I'm well aware.
Yes. No, I really did. I've been to enough of them to where, I just automatically know what to do. And honestly, it was just kind of filling up the time, because it was just 2 of us. We didn't even have the rest of our team members there, to where we kind of have to work meal plans and, kind of squeeze that in. And then, usually we have kids. So we had to, there's always a lot of extra caretaking.
Or dog.
Well, that was only once, but there's a lot of caretaking when you have other people and more people that go. And this time it was just you and I. So, having a hotel.
And lunch on site was nice.
Yeah, lunch on site was nice. But no, I actually I didn't have a ton to do. And that was kind of weird. So I was a little bored, which is why I started doing the housekeeping, in the trailer and making it nice. But other than that, I mean, it's just the same old. You hop in your car, you do your time, Do
your download.
Yeah, then you do the download, and then I had just like lots of time to kill.
Okay. So this is a relatively short track. It's just a little over 2 miles. I think it's like 2.25 plus or minus a little bit, not much. You were able to get a lot of laps in on your 20-minute sessions.
Yes.
And you were able to use your Apex Pro and your Garmin Catalyst. That's kind of the way we do HPDEs at this point.
Yes.
They each give you something different. What was your thoughts? Because this was really the first time you got to use your Garmin with a sufficient number of laps and also hooked into the radio so you could actually hear.
It was very helpful. With the instruction, it was telling me, where to push, which was an area that I was having difficulty with anyway. And then it was like Apex later. And it was funny because when Brandon was in the car, he was telling me the same thing. And then we were both laughing because as soon as he said it, the Garmin said it, you know, so which was hilarious.
So he graded okay.
Yeah, he graded okay. So, but yeah, it was helpful. I have to say, it did make me push more.
Any anything that it suggested that you do that you took advantage of that you were like, oh, that really worked?
No.
Okay.
No, it was the same areas that I was having difficulty in, was the areas that it was pointing out that what I should do, which was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that you disagreed with?
No. Nope. You know what? I also, I was literally, when I had gotten off the track, I think we were at dinner and you wanted to go over data, and literally I was just so tired. I was just,
Yeah, you were quite funny. I'm like, do you want to go over this? And you're like, yes. And I start to do it, and you're like, and I'm like, so what do you think? And you're like, I can't read. And I'm like,
yeah. Well,
okay.
you know what? It was, yeah, sure, we'll do it. But it was only because I knew that you really wanted to, and I wanted to give that to you. But honestly, if I would never have retained any of it, I was that tired. I mean, I went and I took a shower, went to bed, and I think I was out like 10 minutes, and I'm never out in 10 minutes. I was so tired.
Yes.
It was pretty beat, but I think that was more because of the trip.
Okay. How about the Apex Pro? Did you get the chance to look at that?
I didn't get a chance to look at any of my data.
Oh, well, luckily I did.
Oh, yeah. How did it look?
Well, I showed it to some of your instructors, and we both agree that you need to go to HPDE 3.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're good. No need to worry.
Okay.
So I
How
guess
about,
what?
go ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead.
No, I was going to try to transfer to something because you really didn't look at any of the data, so I can't ask you too many more.
No, we're going to have to review the data. We're going to have to do this. So how did it go with you and your student, you know, out of the bat? What was your first experience?
Well, let's, I don't know. I feel bad calling her a student. So let's call her Amy. Amy sounds good.
Oh, I thought we were calling her Kim.
We could call her Kim if you want to. All right, we'll call her Kim.
Okay.
So Kim was, I talked to her before the event, sent an email, and then I talked to her on the phone. She's very motivated. She has a very nice car. It's got a little more horsepower than I would have said, hey, what car should I get for my beginning of HPDE 1? But, you know, it's a great car. She really, really, really likes it. She's gone to the track a couple times. This was, I think, her second HPDE or third or fourth time at a track. She did an autocross and a Super Sunday. So that's kind of in between. She wants to get good, and she seems to enjoy it very well. So I think the one thing she may be having competing priorities because she really, really likes her car, and her car is not cheap and it's got a lot of power, but she wants to get really fast, but she doesn't want anything to happen to her car. And that's,
but yeah, she admits this is a conflict within her,
because you can't really push, because, you know, the car goes really fast and you don't want to hurt it, but you want to go really fast. So her times were really good. Granted, we're comparing it to a Miata, but you know, she was quite fast for an HPDE 1. She's very solid in what she does. I think she
seems very methodical.
She is.
Like she breaks it down in segments.
Yeah, that's why we get along. I mean,
right. That's what I was thinking.
There was no problem there. She's got all the skills she needs to be in an HPDE 2. Except she needs a little more time to kind of sharpen some of the edges or get a little more consistent. But it's not like the skill is not there. It's just a little more practice, a little more repetition. I guess it's the best way to put it.
But I think overall, Okay, so she named her car,
Yeah, that's a problem.
which is great. But as as I kind of pointed out, it's like naming a cat, of that stray, that once you name a car, you give it emotion.
Yeah.
You become attached. So I said, you named your beast. That's what happened. And now you don't want anything to happen to it.
Yeah. So she's got another event. She's going to NCM with NASA Great Lakes, and I think she's got another event before the end of the year. So I think she's got 2 more events.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. So I would not be surprised. Hopefully we'll see her at a future event. I would not be surprised if she's got a tow rig, a trailer, and a track car middle of next year. That's just a guess.
Well, that's one thing we all had discussed at the very end. It's just like somebody had, I think it was Tim Fokane, had very much pointed out that, when you come to these things, you need to be driving something that you can leave at the track if something happens to it. And that way you don't really feel bad. You're not hurting your daily driver. As you advance into it, which is something to think about, that you have kind of like a beater as you do this.
If once you know you like it.
Mm-hmm. Now her car,
not insignificant price.
No, it is not a significant price.
And it's really pretty.
It is gorgeous.
And it's brand new.
Yes. And you know what? I feel for her. I feel it. I feel where she's at with it. Mm-hmm. I do.
No, there's no shot being taken. It's just
no, not at all.
It's just something you have to think about. Are you willing? One of the things we like about our low cost budget endurance racing is, if things go bad, you can walk away without a car and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the goal.
That's never the goal. I mean, you put your sweat equity into it, and you put money into it, and you put your time into it, and
the time.
But that's one thing that keeps me where I'm at right now, is that if something does happen to our race car, I can walk away and not feel terrible. We can build another. But I can see, as you go up in levels and the cars become more challenging and they become more expensive and they become better builds, and if you don't have the income to balance that, I could see where that would be a problem.
Well, everybody's got their own pain point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people at the event that could care less about losing $100,000 car. Let's just say, doesn't bother them. There's other people who would be dying if they lost their $5,000 car. And so you got to take care of that and take an inventory of yourself.
Yeah.
Be willing to walk away and find out what that point is. And if it's
that car is not it.
Well, that car's not it for most of the world, but
no.
Especially she loves that car. So
yeah,
we'll keep it good. All right, my dear, let's get to it. What did you learn at this HPDE driving?
Not lifting.
Yes, you did.
Figured it out.
What
and
else?
That was awesome. Squealing my tires still again. I learned how to find the line myself without assistance, which was a first for me. So that was pretty huge.
I got one more that you did.
I was 2 seconds behind you, which is huge.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got one more.
What was that?
You now think you can go to HPDE 3.
I do. I think I'm ready.
You're the last one.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been here for a while.
Yeah. So
there's that.
I'm pretty. How about you? What was your takeaways for the weekend?
Driving. So we had one instance where they were running a drill that okay, so I'm in HPDE 4 with the group, but being that I was focused on the student and I attended all the HPDE 1 classrooms except for one. I wasn't part of the group and I wasn't in the flow of driving HPDE4. And teaching HPDE1 and driving an HPDE4, they're very different. So I went out one time. I wanted to do some scouting, and I didn't want to participate in a drill because I'm not part of the team. I'm not part of the flow. I didn't want to hold anybody back.
Right.
So they were doing a passing drill. So what they asked was if you were not doing a drill to get to the front, so you could just get out and run away from everybody. Because the second part of the drill, we combined a couple drills, was to try and give yourself a personal best lap. Try to push it and really go for it.
Right.
So we went out, like 4 cars maybe went out first that weren't participating in the drill, and we kind of got away from the group. And then 2 cars caught me because they're very fast drivers, and they're very fast cars, and they're good drivers. But I was able to do what I would consider a close to 100% lap, even though I wasn't in the groove. So that was fun. Never did that before. Kind of cool. Most of what I learned was either on Friday or instructing, though. It was non-driving.
Okay.
So did you learn anything non-driving? Anything new? Anything click? Classroom? Anything?
No.
Okay. So for me, non-driving, well, Friday, let's go into Friday just a touch. So what they do is you do a lot of preparation for the event, but at the event, you'll get some of the more senior, more experienced instructors will role play, and they will pretend to be students that you're going to instruct, and they will have different personalities. Like you'll have the very aggro new driver who all he cares about is, or she cares about, is going as fast as they can and shaving time. You'll have a very timid driver. You'll have advanced drivers. You'll have high horsepower, aggressive drivers. You'll have very meek drivers. You'll have all kinds of different drivers, 6 different types. And you have to coach them on the track, which some of the instructor mentors were taking it to extreme and actually coming in costume and playing the character very, very, very well.
No way.
So yeah. so there's that.
Give us an example of that, please.
Well, the one that I heard from the prior exercise was somebody came out wearing full cowboy gear, including hat, and was the typical, aggro Corvette, high horsepower, race. Yeah, so it was kind of funny. So there was that. That was fun. I learned that instructing was not a big a jump as I thought it might be from the right seat. Because it's different, because you're not in the car and you're not just watching. Like I've driven with instructors a ton of time, but I was never the one talking. You know what I mean? So that was different. And then the one thing that I think I had trouble with during the weekend with when I was instructing was there was one area that I thought we had gone over it, but I think we didn't go over it well enough where it clicked for her mind. So I didn't explain it well enough. And that was adjusting from a dry line to a wet line. And I thought that we'd gone over it like fairly well, but I guess not clear enough. So when we went out on a track, it wasn't making sense for her. And in order for me to try to explain it, it's a lot of words. And when you're instructing, you don't want to spend a lot of words, and you don't want to overcomplicate things and overwhelm the students. So you're trying to battle trying to explain something, but trying to do it without saying a lot of words. And I ended up getting myself
flustered.
Not flustered, but I wasn't doing the job that I wanted to do for her. And it probably would have been a time where, since we didn't go out with the same understanding, it probably would have been one of those times where we should have pulled into the pit lane, talked a little bit, and then went out. But you hate taking time away from the student. So it was kind of one of those things. I gotta get better. That's okay.
Right.
All right. Do you have a good, bad, and the ugly for the weekend or no?
Hmm. The good was all the stuff that I learned, not lifting. The good was really getting comfortable with my tires and really just trying to, you know, on 10, making that car rotate a little bit. That was kind of huge. And I even told my, the instructor that hopped in the car, because I only got him once this whole weekend. They're just, in level 2, they're visiting instructors. They just kind of pop in. So
In level 1, you're 100%. And level 2,
yeah.
you're usually once or twice a weekend.
Yeah. And I was just telling him, I said, I've been really working on trying to make this car rotate. And I did not lose control of that car at all. And I probably, I know I could have pushed it more. I just needed one more day. you know,
Maybe if you
on the
prepared for
track.
the track before we got there, you might.
No, I don't think it was that. I just think it's much like endurance racing. The more I was starting to rotate it, the more I wanted to rotate it. You just need more time. So
Well, while we're here, since we're talking
yes.
about more time, I believe that we have started hatching a plan with one Mr. Tim Fokine.
Mr. Tim Fokine. Yeah. So what Great Lakes is now, NASA Great Lakes is opening up is Fridays.
All NASA.
All NASA? All
Yeah.
NASA's doing it? Okay. So Fridays are open up mini endurance racing. I would call them. They are team events where they run about 2 to 4 hours.
It could be as short. I think the shortest was 3 and then the longest was 7.
Okay.
So they kind of give HPDE 3 and 4 some track time.
Yeah.
And the racers some track time, and then they fill the rest of the day with what they're calling a trek race, which is an endurance.
Yeah, a trek race. Yeah. It's like a little mini endurance competition, which gives more so the instructors who are there time to be in the car, because what they're finding is that when the instructors go and they're racing, they're also racing in time trials, because they're there to race too. They want to race. They're not there just for instructing. And I could get that. I understand that. I want to be behind the wheel. And that was one of the things about hopping into instructing, which I'm planning on doing, is that it's going to take away from track time for myself. So what they're doing is they're expanding this out so the instructors can get quality time behind the wheel and kind of get their yayas out. And then they can focus instead of only going there and being in their time trials or lightning races. And then kind of having that aggro feeling when they get out of the car and then having to go and be calm for instruction. It's a very difficult transition. So this kind of lets the majority of the instructors get that out. So
you can focus. Like you don't have
focus.
To. You don't have to. So Friday they compete, and then Saturday, Sunday they focus on the student. So
I think that's fabulous idea.
So how fabulous of an idea do you think it is?
I would like to hop on a team with somebody. I would. I told Tim I would be his partner.
Tim.
To do that.
I know you're listening.
I have 4 years of endurance racing training.
And once you get to HPDE 3, you're eligible.
Yeah. So
Tim, I paid you your $5. I know you're listening.
So yeah,
right,
I actually had a lot of seat confidence this time around, and it wasn't. I was still playing with the car, so when I adjusted the struts or the shocks on the car, I have them 3/4 of the way lowered in the front, or tightened, and then half in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And that made a lot of difference just by having that other quarter turn.
Car's less, the sways less.
Yeah,
left to right.
It was tight. It was, it was not tight at all when I first got in that car when we first did it and didn't have it really adjusted. But it was pretty smooth, I have to say.
Okay.
What were your thoughts on the
sorry,
car?
I didn't get to the bad and the ugly. I'll do the car shit.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What was your bad?
My
Any
bad.
bad?
Probably kind of getting maybe in a row with my instructor.
It wasn't
Thing.
really a row. It was just
No, we kept going back and forth on it.
it was a grumble.
Yeah.
Right.
I just, you know, I it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but he had certain expectations of me and I had certain expectations of him. But it wasn't bad. It was kind of like a womp womp,
Yeah.
type of thing. We
Yeah.
we just couldn't see eye to eye on it.
That's fine. He
But
probably
that's
wasn't
fine.
happy his car wasn't doing what he wanted
I think
either.
he
So
was, yeah,
that
because he
didn't help.
he kind of broke his trailer too. He has a little trailer that he sleeps in and that broke too. So I'm sure he was having other issues other than me. And that's what I kind of summed it up as.
It was a day.
It was a day. So
Let's agree to be friends and play more in the future.
yeah, but it was fine. But it just proved to me more that I'm ready to advance.
If only somebody would have told you earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, because I was in complete control of everything that was happening with me. So I just feel like I was ready to level up.
Just say it. You know you want to.
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to give you that.
It's just a way of being, sweetie. It's fine.
I'm not going to give it to you.
Yep. Yes, you will. And
the ugly. Let me see. Ugly. I had zero uglies.
Just say it.
But ugly would be me saying that.
Bill, you're.
I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay, fine.
All right. How about you? What was your good?
You're gonna have to live with the guilt of not saying it. So the good. I guess finishing the goal for the year of finishing my MSF level 2.
Yep.
There's nothing at this point. I mean, you recertify with time, but it'll get better the more I do it. But it's kind of fun. That was one of the goals I had for going into this year, and it's October, so I better have it done soon because not much year left.
Goal-oriented person.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Instructing my role-playing mentors was pretty hilarious and quite fun. I think the instructing real in a student environment. I had a great student. I had a great car. She's really attentive and really easy to work with, and couldn't have asked for more, especially for HPDE 1. Bad. I understand the lightning delay, but it kind of threw things off because we lost the session, we lost the classroom, and we lost, like, what are we going to do because it was mostly wet track, so that kind of limits what you can do for the drills. So we kind of made the best of it.
It dried off real quick though.
It did. Well, you got a lot of cars out there, and it's not a long track, so
yeah.
I kind of, the one drill we were going to skip, I made sure that she did. That was the early apex, late apex drill. Because I think you get a lot out of that drill. That's one of my favorites, especially for HPDE 1. That's probably my favorite HPDE 1. So we did that one, even though everybody else wasn't doing it. But oh well, sorry if we slowed you down, but we point everybody by, so that was good. Ugly. I felt like I blew it a little bit with dinner. Even though it tasted good, it wasn't exactly like, hey, let's go out to dinner for our anniversary.
Yeah, we got the $4 tacos. $2. No, they were $2 each. And
one was the expensive one was $2.25, and the one that you ordered was $1.75 or something ridiculous. The first digit was a single. I was like, okay. So yeah, it was kind of fun. That was, I mean, ugly. Driving back after a full weekend. That was
pretty brutal.
I was out on track Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then, hey, now that you're done with that, let's go drive another 14 hours overnight in the dark, in the rain. No, was not fun.
No.
Worth it, but not fun.
Yeah. we made a best of a situation though. So
So, you have at least one more HPDE this year.
yes,
We have your sister, Miss
I
Jen's
know.
coming,
My other sister's coming.
and now we're getting the full triplets.
Yep, we get
Coming.
the full Wilson sisters now.
That's
All
right.
three.
All three. That's right. So looking at your event this weekend and how things went, assuming that we get the cars working, which would be always helpful.
Yeah, they'll be ready.
We said that last time. What are your goals for your next HPDE?
Oh, I have goals. I have them written down. Let me go get them.
Oh, look at you.
I do.
You almost bulldozed yourself on this one.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to continue not to lift. Okay. So that is an ongoing one. The next one is I'm going to be driving one gear higher.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I believe that's foreshadowing for a future episode.
Yes.
Not that we recorded it already.
No. I'm going to still work on rotating the car more.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And instead of just looking when I'm at the end of my lifting, instead of just looking at the apex, I'm going to look at the exit. So that should help me better line up and kind of get over that fear that I have still, that little pent up anxiety at the end of the long straightaway.
Okay.
Yes.
I believe there was one more drill that you were going to do from an episode that's coming out, so that's fine.
I don't remember what that last one, but those are the ones I have written.
It was something about concentrating so that you move more quickly from the brake pad to the gas pedal in normal street driving.
Oh, that was Jen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
How about you?
My goals for the next one? Well,
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be allowed to be an instructor, which is rather funny with the anyway.
Yeah.
I will not continue that story, but they haven't decided if I'm qualified to be an instructor.
Well, maybe you could show them the certificate.
Well, it's quite funny that they're worried about whether I can
another story for another
time. There's a chance I'm going to go to another event with a friend of ours who's been dying for us to go with him. So I may do that, and then I have another event.
Is that Randy?
Randy, and then
Randy,
and then like Randy listens to the podcast. And then you and I and Jennifer and Debbie, and I hear rumors that Shifting Points podcast will be coming. At least,
well, I know we
2/3 of them.
No, only
1/3.
Only 1/3.
Bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Shifting Points. Shifting Points.
Well, granted that one of them just came back from Orlando.
Whatever.
So
whatever.
It was a budget issue. So
listen, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Not always. It depends on if the finances are there.
All right. Well, I will let them slide this time, but next time, double secret probation.
Well, I told them that we were going to catch up with them in 2022.
Yep. Post-plague, hopefully.
Hopefully post-plague.
So if I am instructing, I want to focus on that. I may do a little bit more driving this time. I want to definitely, this is a track we know very well. It's a fairly simple track. There's not a lot that can go wrong there, in spite of some things that have gone wrong there. They were very nasty. I think
broke my car there.
You did. And that was the least of the weekend's issues.
Yes.
I think I'm going to try perhaps pushing it a little more than I usually do, because I usually have a good buffer of I could go faster. But I think that'll be fun to try again, because that was actually a little entertaining. And then I'm going to still work on my brake pedal and gas pedal initiation and release. So those are ones, because I didn't really get to practice a lot on my driving this weekend. I was more of the professional passenger. So it was good though.
Yeah.
So any final words, my dear?
I'm just, you know what? I'm really, really enjoying this.
I would hope so. We spent a lot of time.
I didn't, I'm really on quite the journey. So,
You've gotten tons better.
I
mean, if you want to, I can pull up a video right here. And we can,
no, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean,
at some point, we're going to have to sit down and go look at my data though.
Okay. Well, I've already done it. So
Yeah.
Well taken care of. Your curve shapes are quite nice.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay.
It'll be good.
So I really, really, really want to say this to you, but I can't quite say it just yet. But almost welcome to HPDE 3.
Almost. I got it. Okay. So from what I found out going into HPDE 3 through the Great Lakes is that there is a written test.
Yes, there is.
Did not know there was a test. You had to go look
wait
at
till,
it online.
Wait till you get higher. There's more.
Yes. And there is a transition now.
There's an in-car test too.
There's an in-car test and a written test. I don't know if all the other HPDEs do this, but and I'm sure if you do this in other HPDEs, you can skirt around it. I would not recommend it, but kind of having a written form of understanding and a test to get out kind of makes it official. So I'm pretty happy and I'm ready to go through and do that. So it's going to be my project.
Right.
So going to have to read my Ross Bentley book.
That's right. Finally.
Yes.
I think I've had a copy for you for 2 years now.
Yeah. But you know what? Now things make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole lot of information I would never really understood. Yeah. But now I do.
Because we all know that books don't ever help anybody learn anything.
But not for me. I'm not that kind of person like that.
There's pictures in there.
No, I'm a hand person.
I'm a hand person?
Yes.
Okay, very well.
I learn in the moment.
Before I get the back of your hand, I'm going to drop this subject because I'm going to end up in the bathtub. As we all know, I am very well capable of. So thank you, Miss Vicki. Thank you for going on our anniversary. That was awesome.
Yes. How many years have we been married?
It feels like one.
We've been together, I think, 24 years?
Married?
Yes.
23.
23.
Together, 25.
Yes.
You were 2.
You just keep pushing it, huh?
I keep trying. I'm trying to make up for my other podcasts.
Yeah.
All right. So if there's anything we can say that you can learn from ours, make sure the family CFO is part of it. Things become so much easier.
I am having so much fun.
You are. And you're doing well.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. All right. Before Vicki feels any more guilt of not saying that I'm right. That's a podcast, folks. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Say it. Bye.
She's playing right into our hands. I planned it all this way.